Do you have a child does not like eating everything? Or one that likes one thing and then the other thing. And sometimes it feels like dinner time or any meal time is like a war between the grown-ups and the children. Well, today we're going to talk about what we do for our kids to eat everything. And believe me, they have tried everything. So the first tip is you have to eat everything. I know. We cannot be picky. I mean, like, if you are picky and you don't eat certain things, then you're going to pass that on to your kids. Okay, there are things that are not edible. I get it. That's right. Just know that if you don't eat it, don't expect your kid to eat it, okay? That's pretty much it. And if one of the spouses don't eat it, don't expect your kids to eat it. Because if it is not good for mommy or daddy, it's not good for me. You can't, is there a kid in the background? Yeah. Tip number 1, whatever you want your kid to eat, you have to eat it. You can't be picky on it. Tip number 2, open plate policy. Our kids are starting to walk within 10 to 1 year of age, and that was pretty much around the time that they started to, have their own plate and have their food there that they could kind of like eat for themselves. Mess up the whole, dirty. Well, at that time, my wife and I decided to have either her or myself have the first plate served and put in front of the parent, right? In this case, usually is me, and I have an open plate policy. Yeah, they just, I start eating, yum, and I enjoy it, and I have learned to enjoy all kinds of foods. I myself didn't like mushrooms at one point, but now I like them because my wife told me one day, is that what you want to teach your kids? That mushrooms are not good? You want to teach them to eat everything and then you're not going to eat mushrooms? Isn't that hypocrite? Bring me. Oh, no. Okay, serve me a couple mushrooms. Now I cannot eat steak without mushrooms. So they eat from my plate. And I make the combinations that I like. For example, I put the steak. Now that we're talking about steak, I put the steak. I put the shrimp. And I put the veggies and the potato all in one bite, and I put it in my mouth, and I enjoy it because obviously that's enjoyable. But then I do the same thing in very tiny, and then I give it to the kid, and they go like, right? Well, steak is easy perhaps for some adults, but not for some kids. And I do that with everything. I mean, they have tried calamari, they have tried all kinds of potatoes in all kinds of ways. They have tried all kinds of vegetables in all kinds of ways prepared. Shrimp, mussels, veal, deer, rabbit, chicken, duck, turkey, and all kinds of fish. All kinds of fish. Like we are omnivores in our place. Yeah, we're omnivores. Omnivores in our place. And to top it up, my wife and I love cooking together. That's why I'm gaining a little bit of weight. And we love making dinners look as fancy as restaurants. That was our joy before we had kids. We would just prepare dinner and make it look like if it was in a restaurant. Sat down. It was just the two of us. So we like finding recipes that are actually different, very different. Usually from the European cuisine, France and Italy and Peru, where I come from. I'm very proud of the food that we have out there in Peru. You should try it. So open plate policy. And tip number 3, delay as much as possible in their diet sugars and all kinds of junk food. Delay it as much as possible. Well, to begin with, it is not good. All the research and everything says that sugars are not good. And now, right now they say, you can Google this, that an 8-year-old kid would have had more sugar in his lifetime than a person all through his life or her lifetime back 150 years ago. Isn't that crazy? Now, sugar is not only bad for your teeth. Sugar is bad for developing diabetes, developing muscularly good. It is just not the right kind of food to have your kid in a constant daily diet. No junk food, no thank you. And that's for you too. Another interesting tip is that if you want them to eat something you know they're not gonna like it, give it to them when they are hungry. I mean, everything is tastier when you're hungry. So the principle today was parents give good things.